Yeah, I just got there like really last week. I had the pigtails for about 2 weeks.
Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Village Board of Shorewood Trustees. All trustees are present except trustee Warren Wesley Warren, who is on vacation and excused. So, has this meeting been publicly noticed? The meeting has been posted and noticed. Thank you. We have no special order of business at this time. I do have a request from a resident to move up an order of the agenda, the St. Robert's liquor license, before we do the village prioritization. And I don't know if anybody wants to consider that, or, and if so, someone would need to make a motion. Is that correct? Correct.
I'll move to bring the considered immediately after the consent agenda.
Wait, 98. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, so we will go on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Can I pull an item? Item G?
I'm going to go ahead and have
Do we need to pull item F in addition since they're related to G and H? Or maybe not. Are you saying H because I don't know. I don't know what you're choosing. You wanted to do both. It's true. We should choose the documents. Right. I'm okay with this G. I like it will be. Okay. So if there's no other, we will, there's a motion to approve the consent agenda in a second with the exception of B, D, F, and G. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So we'll start with consent agenda 5B.
Just a friendly reminder, if all the trustees could speak into their microphones for the meeting. We've been having some feedback from our first meeting that people have been hard to hear, and all of your comments are really important, so thanks.
How's this? Is this better? Testing.
Better. It's much better.
Wow. Okay, so you really do it. Okay. I never knew. Okay. Mike, Trustee Maher, would you pull P?
Okay, I do make a motion to approve the June 4th, 2018 minutes. And I had a question on item 3, the third sentence. It says it was stated that more than half the ICC communities do not conduct trick-or-treating on that recommended day, and only 2 out of the 19 do not. So I don't know how, if it's not the statement was, but the statement is not accurate. It should be pulled or.
It will, are you saying that it's the exact time, the recommended 1 to 4?
Its minutes say it was stated that more than half the ICC communities do not conduct trick-or-treating on that recommended day, which is Sunday.
Okay, this is,
You
yeah,
just pull.
it should, you can pull it, but it's the 1 to 4 hour.
I
So
would
the
recommend
day and time.
pull it.
Can we add the word day and time? The word and time? Would that?
I recall that Trustee Maher had Oh, there it is. He has from the newspaper, so.
That'd be accurate.
That'd be accurate, okay.
So just,
Day and time.
okay.
I have the same paper.
Thank you. Anything else, trustee Martin?
No.
Okay, so there's no further discussion on the minutes from July 4th, whatever the date was. Do I have a motion to approve in a second? So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item that was pulled was 5D, consideration of village board minutes of June 18th, 2018. Yes, trustee.
So coincidentally, I pulled this to also review some of the verbiage around trick or treating. So this would be item 9F. It's the last sentence. And although I don't completely disagree with the sentiment, I don't agree with what is stated here. The idea of collaboration for Saturday trick or treat time with the bid would have been ideal and something to consider for the future. Unless you add some members or some trustees. I don't think that was the general sentiment of the entire board.
That would be fine. Yeah, it's tricky because we
I
don't
mean,
want
because it says,
to, I know what you're saying.
everything else says, some voiced their support for Sunday hours, others didn't, other members shared concern with Sunday, blah, blah, blah. And then some, how about that? Some believe we add those two.
Fine with me. Anyone have any objections? Was there anything else, trustee Bockhorst?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think I need a motion to approve.
I move to approve.
Second.
No further discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 5F. Special privilege approval for proposed landscape screening within the public right-of-way located at 2301 East Marion Street. Trustee Amenta.
Yeah, I pulled this item. I did go and look at the property this afternoon, and it's a duplex. It's a very narrow green area that the owners currently have. And I believe they are now proposing a patio that does not go onto the right-of-way. So the patio is 4 feet from the sidewalk, but they're still proposing a row of landscaping, arborvitae, that would be in the public right-of-way. And I guess, we have a lot of these requests. We do issue citations to people who have things in the right-of-way. So I'm a little concerned about being, if there's a real public reason not to have something in the right-of-way, then we need to be consistent about that. And I guess I gather from talking to our planning director that the reason has to do with access to utilities, and there are no utilities in this particular case, but I guess I'm just concerned with consistency, and I'm also concerned with having a row of arborvitae just right next to the sidewalk. It's really close to the sidewalk. And this also was scheduled for the DRB. I'm informed that was not heard by the DRB yet because there wasn't a quorum at the meeting last week. I don't know if the DRB might have some concerns about the arborvitae also, but so I guess could I make approve subject to a landscaping, maybe refer to the DRB and ask the DRB to make a recommendation on the landscaping? Would that be a good appropriate thing to do?
Yeah, if there was a specific recommendation in landscaping, landscaping not to exceed a certain height or a certain, growth radius, kind of things like that, that they could, have greater direction on. If there is the will for to do that, to confirm that if they didn't, that 4-foot area wouldn't grow and encroach onto the sidewalk, they would have, hopefully the expertise to know what landscaping would work there specifically, and I could definitely research it prior to the meeting next Thursday as well. If that were to be a motion, I think that's something they could work with.
I'll just make a motion. I'll move to approve the special privilege application for special privilege approval at 2301 East Marion, subject to confirmation of appropriate insurance by the village attorney, and subject to approval by the design review board of landscaping that will not impinge on the sidewalk or create a feeling of impingement is a weird word, but it is a word, so I'll just throw that out there.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. I have a question. So two questions just going off that. Why was this item not deferred until after the design review board recommendation?
It was scheduled for the village board, and it was scheduled for last Thursday's design review board. We unfortunately couldn't get a quorum for last Thursday's design review board, so ideally, it was scheduled to have gone there. By the time we canceled it, I didn't have time to pull it. The applicant indicated that the contractor was lined up for July 9th. So in an effort to get him an approval, or him and her an approval as soon as possible, possibly by July 12th, I didn't want to have to wait until July 16th for the village board as well. So knowing that, because we couldn't get this meeting scheduled, I didn't want to pull this one as well, knowing that possibly there could be a decision made with the specifics of the special privilege, but.
Okay, thank you. And then my second question and final question was, Trustee Amenta asked the question, do we issue citations for things that are in our right of way? If, and I just am not clear on this, so I'm just asking for clarification, if someone has something in the right of way and they're notified, because a lot of us don't know where that right of way line falls, is it true that as long as you apply for the special privilege and then are granted it, you don't get a citation? Or is it that you have to remove it or get a citation? What's the process there?
I can't speak to previous practice, but my practice would be if they apply for the special privilege, you would not receive a citation, and that's how we've done several of them. I think there was one a couple weeks or maybe a month ago already on Shorewood Boulevard where they had installed it already. And we simply asked them to apply for it. The board granted it, so they did not receive a citation for that.
And is the main concern, as she said, utility, from your conversation, or is it more of just recording what's in our right on our land?
It's probably a combination of both, and I would throw in public safety in terms of sight lines and visioning. In this particular application, we worked with the applicant to move it away from the driveway a little bit so cars coming in and out could see pedestrians if they were backing out. So if there are things of visual impediment right up against the sidewalk that the village board would say no, a car coming over there can't see that, I would throw utilities and vision as well as documentation, keeping insurance on file. Those would be my main three things. We do send them to the police department and Department of Public Works as well, right before giving our recommendation.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Buck, of course.
And do you see any problems with the said points that you just made with this?
No, like I said, we worked with the applicant and they did push it back. There's a 10-foot vision triangle. So in terms of sight lines, and DPW confirmed there's no utilities. So in that respect, staff was comfortable moving it forward.
I have a follow-up.
Oh, sure.
Thank you. I have a follow-up statement. So I think one of the things, and I hear what Trustee Amenta is saying about the variety of these items coming to the board, which does take a lot of time. It would be great if staff could make some of the decisions. And I'm just going to put a pitch out there for, I like the fact that we have a diversity of landscape and front yards, and that we're not just mono, we're not some suburban sprawl where everyone has to have the same kind of X, Y, or Z. And I feel confident that if the owners of this building, and this is a rental, right, so it's a 2-unit, the owners worked with the village staff and came to a reasonable understanding, then I don't see a reason to hold up the process going forward, and I wouldn't want this to then have to come back to us over something that staff doesn't find fault with as far as visual and safety. Now, aesthetics, that's an argument that we can all have, and who likes this or not, or and then the other thing is, although I'm not a huge fan of arborvitae, in my former house we had about 50 of them surrounding our whole backyard, but I do know that there are several properties in Shorewood that do, including the school district, and I think a lot of those trees have died, but that do have the arborvitae. And this is a shallow lot, I get it, I live on a corner lot too, so any kind of ability to have a little bit of privacy, for the homeowner is also something that I would respect and understand. So, and especially done in a natural way. So I don't have a problem with what I'm trying to say is granting this, but I would want to, I guess, either amend or I could vote no on the the motion as it stands.
And is that, can you clarify why, just because,
Staff already worked with the property owner to come to a favorable decision that doesn't adversely affect safety.
I see what you're saying.
So now it's kind of aesthetic. So we're asking the design review board to throw a subjective opinion to what this property owner is planning to do for his or her tenants.
Thank you. Trustee Carpenter?
So I guess my concern with taking it back to design review board is timing, and just from my own personal construction experience and knowing how much demand contractors are in right now, I do sort of feel for this resident and that they are trying to get this done within the time frame that their contractor can complete the project also this summer. And since they really don't have a backyard at all on that property, that's something else that sort of leans them towards allowing them to move forward with the project without having to go back. Because you're saying to have to go back to the second.
Can I just clarify that they need to go to the DRB in any case, and they would just go to DRB, they would not come back here. So
Okay.
we approve it subject to DRB, looking at the issue with arborvitae versus some